halfway point for the season here in Hong Kong. Meeting number 44 comes up on Sunday as we move into February. Group 1 racing coming up at the end of the month. But this weekend, we've got the Group 3 Centenary Vase. Very warm welcome to Racing to Win. I'm Andrew Jeune, joined here in the studio by Paul Lally, our form analyst, and race caller Brett Davis as well. And Brett, a small field for the Centenary Vase, but a high-class one all the same.
That it is, Andrew. Yeah, as you said, it's a little bit of a teaser, really, isn't it, for the month of February, with a lot of group racing coming up towards the second part of the month. But good contest, smallish field, as you suggested. A couple of horses sort of taking a different path towards the Derby. We've got the match of Rivet and Riven going around. But Eagle Way was super impressive at the Valley last start, of course, coming out of the Vase. Gold Mount as well. We know he's a high calibre horse when he goes in fresh, and fresh he is. Yeah,
and Donoso coming out of Wednesday.
Absolutely, yeah.
At Happy Valley, and I think we've got a decent jackpot as well to look forward to, Paul.
We have. It's a triple trio jackpot of $7 million, so really good jackpot there for the triple trio. So plenty of money floating around. Lots of first starters as well on the card, which had a bit of intrigue. Don't know if any of them will be winning, but there's plenty of them there.
All right, we'll have a look at those as we progress through the card. Lots of trials to have a look at, but plenty to get through, so we'll get straight into the action. Going through the withdrawn horses first. Pearl Champion was one of those first starters, but replaced by another debutant in Car Ying Brilliance. Actually goes OK in his trials. Derek Lung in the saddle there. And Gameful Jet in race number 6, now replaced by Amazing Satchmo. Alexi Badel on board there. Race 6, number 14. So it's a 10-race programme on Sunday. They're all on the turf. We're on the C course, though. The feature race is race number 3, and also got the Yanoi Tong Cup as race number 6. Kick things off, though, with a Class 5 over the 1,200 metres, with Rich City Fortune moving back into Class 5 company. Ruminaire will roll forward from barrier 2. Treasure and Gold, runner-up. Course and distance, a distance at Happy Valley his last 2 starts. Regency Honey, more pace from him. Catch Me If You Can doesn't mind rolling forward either. Laughing Law gets the blinkers back on, and Bliss Cartel drops back in trip. He ran over the 1,400 metres last Sunday.
Good to fast expected in the first, Andrew, because Ruminaire's a jump and run type, as we know, as is Rich City Fortune, who gets the drop in grade. And Catch Me If You Can led all the way in a recent trial leading into this. And we've seen Regency Honey go forward a few times as well, primarily over the longer trip. But there's the signs there that a few be contesting the lead early.
The first one we'll have a look at here is Rich City Fortune. He's been downgraded. He's a twice winner in Class 4. Comes down here into Class 5, and Tommy Berry's aboard for this gallop. He moves well. That generally does work well in the mornings, though, to be fair, this horse. But he's fitting well going into this contest. Someone told me Ruminaire hasn't won a race before. At this stage, I'd be saying they're mad, they're crazy, because he's such a good track worker, this one. Always has plenty of ability, but he's had 12 starts, still hasn't won one. Second's the best he's done so far. And Bliss Cartel, another maiden that always works well. Went out pretty short last time, a 32-start maiden now, and was well backed, but still can't crack for that win. But another one that does catch the eye sometimes in the mornings.
Yeah, Joe Moreira was on board last time. He jumps off. He rides Cheers Conqueror here. Let's start off with Treasure and Gold, whose sole win came over course and distance last season, but he's been pretty close his last 2 starts at Happy Valley.
Zach Burton's ridden 9 winners this season for Dennis Yip. Their strike rate is very, very high on a win basis, and this was a pretty good effort, all considered. He did sit wide. He's had barriers 10 and 2 at his last couple, both been seconds, behind the Champ and Golden Glory. And from barrier number 1, I think you'd have to consider him as a chance.
Yeah, I've got him in the numbers. I think he'll run well. And as you mentioned, he's won at Sharton before.
Yeah, he's our current early favourite. Has run around the 3:10 mark. That's Treasure and Gold. Next one we can have a look at is Carry to Win, Glory Horsey, and that horse you were mentioning as well, Paul, Ruminaire. He may well be on the speed.
Well, I thought Ruminaire would run a race here, and he weakened out, but he might go better second up. But Carry to Win's the horse you've had on your radar for a bit, Paul.
Yeah, I'm going to put him on top too. I think he's well suited here from barrier number 3, and back to 1,200 should suit him as well. He was 14 last time at Sharton. He sort of loomed up, but just sort of faded out. So I think the 1,200's better for him.
Yeah, I've got him on top too. I think Ruminaire will run a better race at Shartini. I think he can get into his rhythm a bit better at the bigger track, but we know he's a horse that sort of likes to hoist that white flag when he gets to the furlong.
All right, OK. Catch Me If You Can's been off the track since just before Christmas, but a couple of trials coming in on the all-weather.
This will be just his second start for Benno Jung after leaving Chris back in October. I thought this was a reasonable trial. He's going to be up on the speed. Matthew Chadwick was aboard in this trial, and I thought he went quite well. That's Saul's Special sitting to his outside. He's a higher class horse, as we know, but I'm going to make him my long shot, actually, Catch Me If You Can. I think he'll go round at a reasonable price. He'll be up on the speed and he'll give you a good sight. So on the basis of that, he'll go in the tips for me.
Yeah, I haven't got him in, but he's sort of been that one-hit wonder. But he is a winner, so that's he's definitely. And as you say, Benno Young hasn't had him for long, has he?
No.
Yeah. All right, that was world record as well. A little bit further back. We'll see him later on the programme. Class 5 to kick us off, though, Paul.
Yeah, and Kerry to win on top, as I mentioned. 1400 back to 12 suits him, and Richard Gibson's got the horse going well. Treasure and Gold's very consistent without winning his last couple. He's, as Brett said, both at Happy Valley. Be interesting to see him come to Sharton, where he's won before. Rich City Fortune, downgraded, generally works well, and has twice a winner in Class 4. A lot of these horses aren't, and we'll give Ruminair a chance second up. So 9, 4, 1 and 3, but he'll be playing exotics.
Yeah, I'm with Paul. I thought that run at the Valley was good from Carry to win. It is Class 5 company, so it's hard to be confident with one runner in particular, but I thought he had a chance of winning. I thought Treasure and Gold could also possibly win it, and I think Catch Me If You Can is a runner with a chance of winning it too at a price, so he's probably the way I'll go. And I think Ruminair will jump and speed along in the lead, but he might get some pressure from, you know, a horse like Rich City Fortune or maybe even 5 Stars Agent might be up there as well. So that might just pressure him a little bit, but I've got him in for 4th, 9, 4, 8, 3.
All right, that's the sole Class 5 race on the programme, race number 1.